Have you ever found yourself struggling under the weight of expectations, feeling the constant need to be flawless, stay endlessly occupied, or live up to what others expect of you? Perhaps you've caught yourself overanalyzing decisions, clinging to past regrets, or dreading change. In this video, we'll delve into valuable insights that can reshape the way you approach life, helping you let go of unnecessary burdens and focus on what truly matters. Stay with us until the end as we uncover practical wisdom that can bring more peace, joy, and meaning into your daily experiences. These lessons may just be the key to a simpler, more fulfilling life. Before we begin, I'd really appreciate it if you could like this video. It helps spread these timeless lessons further. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. If you find this video helpful, drop a comment with the number 1. If you think it could be improved, comment with the number 0. I value your feedback and strive to create better content for you. Now, let's get started. As we journey through life, experience grants us a broader perspective, a deeper understanding of what truly deserves our attention. Looking back, we often realize how much time and energy was squandered on insignificant worries. The little inconveniences, the minor setbacks, and the fleeting annoyances that once seemed like major hurdles fade into the background over time. Perhaps it was a difficult conversation at work, an unexpected delay in plans, or a misstep in daily routines that once occupied too much space in our thoughts. As we mature, we gain the ability to distinguish between what truly impacts our well-being and what is merely noise. This doesn't mean we stop caring about life's challenges, nor does it mean we lose our passion or drive. Instead, we develop a clearer sense of where to invest our energy. We start prioritizing what genuinely adds value to our lives, meaningful relationships, good health, and inner peace. Letting go of unnecessary stress allows us to nurture a more balanced and fulfilling life. Part of this shift involves embracing forgiveness, both for ourselves and others. Mistakes, imperfections, and failures are part of the human experience, and releasing the grip of regret or resentment frees us to move forward with greater ease. Some may mistake this mindset for indifference, but in reality, it's a sign of emotional wisdom. It's about understanding the difference between what demands our effort and what can be let go without consequence. This approach doesn't just ease mental and emotional strain, it cultivates clarity and resilience. By learning to let go of the small worries, we open ourselves up to a life that is richer and more harmonious. Ultimately, Peace isn't about controlling everything. It's about choosing how we respond to life's unpredictability, focusing on what truly matters and allowing the rest to dissolve into the background. Another major lesson learned with time is the realization that chasing perfection is a never-ending cycle that often leads to frustration and exhaustion. The pursuit of an idealized version of ourselves, our careers, or even our surroundings can feel like an uphill battle with no peak in sight. When we are younger, we may believe that perfection is the key to success and happiness, pushing ourselves to unrealistic standards in every aspect of life. Yet, as we grow, we come to understand that perfection is neither attainable nor necessary for a fulfilling life. There is extraordinary beauty in imperfection. The lived-in warmth of a home, the lines on a face that tell stories of laughter and resilience, and the quirks and nuances of our relationships. These are not flaws, but evidence of a life fully experienced. True fulfillment comes not from striving for an unattainable ideal, but from appreciating and embracing life in its raw and authentic form. The messiness, unpredictability, and imperfection of life are what make it truly meaningful. Shifting our mindset from seeking flawlessness to appreciating what is present can be life-changing. Instead of dwelling on what is lacking, we begin to focus on the abundance of what we already have. A home filled with cherished memories, a body that has carried us through life's journeys, and relationships that may not always be smooth, but are deeply meaningful. These are all aspects of life to be grateful for. Learning to accept imperfection doesn't mean giving up. Rather, it means creating space for genuine joy and appreciation. Releasing the pressure to be perfect allows us to foster deeper connections, unlock creativity, and cultivate inner peace. When we stop imposing impossible expectations on ourselves and those around us, we open the door to more fulfilling experiences. The so-called imperfections in life are not obstacles. They are treasures that add depth and character to our journey. Embracing life's imperfections is a liberating process. It frees us from the fear of failure and judgment, allowing us to live more authentically. Instead of constantly striving to correct what we perceive as broken, we can channel our energy into what truly matters, nurturing passions, cherishing relationships, and finding joy in the present moment. When we let go of the relentless pursuit of flawlessness, we create room for spontaneity, growth, and a happiness that is not derived from perfection, but from embracing our genuine, imperfect selves. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, let me know by commenting with the number 1. Your engagement helps shape future content, ensuring that these timeless lessons continue to reach and inspire more people. Thank you for sticking with me till this point. Your time is truly appreciated. There was a time when staying up to date with trends felt almost like a necessity. Whether it was the latest tech gadgets, the newest fashion, or the freshest music, we often felt a sense of obligation to be in the loop. It was as if our connection to the world depended on being aware of what was popular and current. The pressure to fit in with the ever-shifting cultural and technological landscape was intense, and we spent countless hours, energy, and money to stay relevant. In our younger years, keeping up with trends seemed like a reflection of our status or worth. The idea that being in the know meant something was ingrained in us. But as the years have passed and our perspectives on life have changed, we've realized that chasing after these trends no longer holds the same weight. That relentless pursuit of staying current begins to feel more draining than exciting. As we mature, the intense need to stay on the cutting edge of trends starts to lose its significance. Our priorities shift. We no longer see the constant chase as important, and instead, we begin to seek out deeper, more meaningful experiences and relationships. We come to understand that true happiness doesn't stem from keeping up with what's new, but from cultivating richer, longer-lasting joys. With time, the pressure to remain trendy fades, creating space for a newfound sense of freedom. We start to embrace what feels authentic and true to who we are. It might be an old, cozy sweater that reminds us of cherished moments, or a favorite movie that provides a sense of peace and nostalgia. We start to value the things that have stood the test of time. Letting go of the obsession with staying in vogue opens up the opportunity to rediscover the beauty in simplicity. We learn that expressing ourselves authentically through our style, the books we read, the music we listen to, or the activities we choose to engage in, is where true fulfillment lies. This shift allows us to feel content with who we are, no longer measuring ourselves by the fluctuating standards of the outside world. Instead, we cultivate a sense of self that is based on our own values, preferences, and experiences. Our unique style, forged over years of living, becomes far more satisfying than the fleeting satisfaction of mimicking the latest trends. In this space of acceptance, we realize that we are no longer chasing trends, but creating our own version of what it means to live authentically and joyfully. As we navigate the fast-paced world around us, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the constant demands placed on us. From work to social obligations, family responsibilities, to personal aspirations, the list of tasks never seems to end. In our younger years, we may have even worn the badge of constant busyness with pride, believing that being always on the go meant we were living life to the fullest. But as we age and gain more life experience, we begin to understand that being constantly busy doesn't necessarily equate to happiness or fulfillment. We start to grasp the importance of rest, not as a luxury, but as a necessity for our overall well-being. True peace is not found in constant activity, but in moments of stillness and quiet. Taking time to pause, to breathe, to reflect, this becomes more than just a break from our busy lives. It becomes a vital practice that allows us to reconnect with ourselves and the world around us. In embracing what some might call laziness, we're actually making a conscious choice to step back from overscheduling. We begin to savor these moments of calm, knowing that they hold the potential to bring clarity and perspective. It's during these quiet moments that we often rediscover our inner peace. This is the time when creativity, energy, and enthusiasm can return with renewed strength. Equally important is the ability to say no without guilt. In the past, we may have felt compelled to take on every opportunity, fearing that turning something down would disappoint others or cause us to miss out. But with age comes the wisdom to understand that saying no is not a selfish act. It's a healthy way to protect our time, energy, and emotional health. We learn that our well-being is just as important as the needs of others, and sometimes stepping back is exactly what we need in order to be our best selves. By prioritizing time for ourselves, whether it's indulging in hobbies, relaxing, or simply doing nothing, we foster a greater sense of mental and emotional balance. These moments of self-care help replenish our bodies and minds, enabling us to build resilience in the face of life's challenges. In learning to slow down and prioritize rest, we become better equipped to engage with life. We approach each experience with a sense of mindfulness and gratitude, recognizing that it's not about doing more, but about truly being present in every moment. We give ourselves the time and space to savor the richness of life. Looking back at the way we made decisions in our younger years, it's clear how much we overthought. Every choice seemed monumental, and the fear of making the wrong decision often left us paralyzed with doubt. We second-guessed ourselves endlessly, trying to anticipate every possible outcome, fearing regret. Even the smallest decisions carried a weight that was difficult to bear. However, as we've grown older and accumulated more life experience, something shifts. We begin to trust ourselves more and the decisions we make. We realize that not every choice needs to be perfect. The wisdom we've gained along the way shows us that we are capable of navigating life's uncertainties with confidence. We stop overanalyzing every detail and start making decisions with greater clarity. With time, we come to understand that life isn't about avoiding mistakes or getting everything right. It's about embracing our choices with the knowledge that they are part of our journey. The fear of making the wrong decision no longer controls us. Instead, we are able to move forward, taking each step with the confidence that whatever comes next will be a valuable part of our growth. This shift brings a sense of ease and peace, allowing us to live more fully, trusting the path we've chosen. We begin to trust our instincts more, recognizing that our past experiences have equipped us with a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world. We realize that the pressure to make perfect decisions is often unnecessary, and we give ourselves the grace to make mistakes, knowing they are a part of our growth. This shift in mindset allows us to let go of overanalyzing. No longer do we feel compelled to dissect every choice or run countless scenarios through our heads in search of the ideal outcome. Instead, we allow ourselves to enjoy the decision-making process without the burden of regret or uncertainty. We come to understand that sometimes the best decision is simply the one that feels right in the moment, even without guaranteed success or certainty. With this newfound ease in making decisions, we start to experience a deeper sense of peace. The constant mental chatter that once filled our minds begins to quiet down, replaced by a quiet confidence in our ability to navigate life's ups and downs. We realize that life isn't about making perfect decisions, but about learning, adapting, and moving forward with trust in our judgment. This approach allows us to feel more at ease with our choices, knowing that, regardless of the outcome, we can rely on ourselves and our instincts. If you're still watching this and finding these thoughts valuable, feel free to drop a comment with the number 2 to let me know you're still here with me. Thank you for your time. One of the most liberating realizations that often comes with age is the understanding that it's simply impossible to please everyone, no matter how hard we try. There will always be people with different opinions, expectations, and desires. Every person views the world through a lens shaped by their experiences, values, and biases. This means that no matter how much effort we put into meeting others' expectations, we cannot control their perceptions or satisfy every demand. And surprisingly, that's okay. Striving to meet everyone's expectations can become not only exhausting, but also harmful to our well-being. It drains us mentally, emotionally, and even physically as we twist ourselves into knots, trying to be everything to everyone. The energy spent on this futile pursuit often leaves us feeling hollow, disconnected from our true selves, and distant from what we truly need, want, and believe. When we embrace the idea of being less concerned with seeking external approval, we open up the space to live more authentically. We give ourselves permission to step back, reflect on what truly brings us joy, and stop constantly chasing the fleeting validation of others. This shift in mindset is freeing. It liberates us from the endless cycle of comparison and judgment, allowing us to prioritize our happiness, peace, and well-being without guilt or shame. Living authentically means understanding that we don't have to conform to societal expectations, family traditions, or peer pressure. It's about creating a life that aligns with our values and just knowing that not everyone may understand or approve of our choices, and that's completely fine. The more we stop worrying about what others think, the more we embrace who we truly are, flaws and all. The result is a life that's lived more fully, with a sense of peace that comes from knowing we are enough, just as we are. This newfound freedom allows us to focus on what truly matters: our passions, relationships, health, and personal growth. By letting go of the need to please everyone, we cultivate a deeper sense of self-worth, grounded in the understanding that we are worthy of love and respect simply because we exist, not because we meet some arbitrary standard set by someone else. Ultimately, the greatest liberation lies in releasing the exhausting need for external validation and choosing to honor and nurture our inner truth. In today's world, where social media constantly bombards us with curated snapshots of other people's lives, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. Images of seemingly perfect families, career successes, or exotic vacations can make us feel inadequate or as if we're falling behind in our own lives. Society often sets high standards, and it's tempting to measure our worth by the achievements of those around us. However, as we grow older and gain more life experience, we begin to see a deeper truth. Everyone's journey is uniquely their own. With time, the pressure to meet external expectations begins to fade, and we realize that comparing ourselves to others is not only unfair, but ultimately unproductive. Our lives are filled with different paths, and the milestones we reach may look very different from those of others. While one person might find success in their career, another may find fulfillment in their personal relationships or contributions to the community. These journeys don't diminish each other. They simply reflect the rich diversity of human experiences. As we mature, we come to understand that true happiness doesn't come from measuring our lives against others, but from embracing our own unique journey. There's something incredibly empowering about recognizing that we are the architects of our own destiny, and we should take pride in every step we take, even the missteps. Laziness in the comparison game allows us to focus inward, investing our energy in growth that aligns with our values and aspirations. We become less concerned with seeking validation from the outside and more connected to our internal sense of accomplishment. It's about cherishing our own path, appreciating the lessons we've learned, and acknowledging the personal growth we've made along the way. Every challenge we've faced and every victory we've celebrated has shaped us into the people we are today. Rather than measuring our worth by the successes of others, we learn to measure it by the satisfaction and fulfillment we derive from our own journey. Ultimately, we come to understand that the only true comparison we need to make is between the person we were yesterday and the person we are becoming today. This perspective brings a sense of peace and acceptance, knowing that we are not in a race with anyone else, but are simply on our own path. The joy lies in knowing that we are growing, learning, and living in a way that is true to who we are. By freeing ourselves from the comparison trap, we unlock the door to greater contentment, self-awareness, and a life that is uniquely and wonderfully ours. In life, it's crucial to focus on what truly matters. This means recognizing the value in slowing down, taking a breath, and creating the space we need to recharge. When we release the constant pressure to fill our days with endless tasks and responsibilities, we open up the chance to reconnect with what is most important, our health, our relationships, and our sense of fulfillment. In this world that never seems to slow down, it's easy to get lost in the whirlwind of activities and obligations. But by stepping back and reassessing, we give ourselves the freedom to realign our focus. This space allows us to make intentional choices about where we invest our time and energy, ensuring that we make room for the things that nourish us. By embracing a more thoughtful and deliberate approach to how we organize our days, we free ourselves from the burden of a packed calendar. Instead, we find the power to curate a life that truly reflects our deepest values and desires. A big part of living a fulfilled life is learning to let go of the past. Holding on to old mistakes, regrets, or unresolved issues can weigh us down in ways we may not even realize. This invisible burden affects not just our emotional well-being, but it can take a toll on our physical health and mental clarity too. As we grow older, we begin to understand that the past is behind us. No matter how much we dwell on it, we cannot change what has already happened or the choices we once made. Yet, letting go is often much harder than it sounds. The memories, the what-ifs, and the unanswered questions seem to linger, keeping us attached to a time that no longer serves us. We might tell ourselves that holding on to these things is a way to protect ourselves, a way to avoid making the same mistakes again. But in reality, it keeps us stuck in a cycle of pain and regret preventing us from moving forward. As we gain wisdom with age, we begin to see that holding on to past hurts only hinders our growth. Letting go of unresolved issues clears up emotional clutter, creating the space we need to move forward and embrace life more fully. This doesn't mean we forget what happened or dismiss the lessons learned from those experiences. It simply means that we allow ourselves the freedom to heal and move on. Releasing the past opens us up to the beauty of the present moment. It allows us to love more freely, live more fully, and embrace new possibilities without being weighed down by regret. But letting go of the past is not easy. It takes time, self-reflection, and sometimes even the courage to face painful truths. However, as we gradually loosen our grip on what was, we begin to experience a sense of peace we never thought possible. When we let go, we start to enjoy life again, unburdened by the shadow of past regrets. With a lighter heart, we can fully appreciate the beauty of the world around us, the love available to us, and the countless opportunities that the future holds. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons helpful, let me know by commenting number 4 below. Your engagement means a lot to me. Thank you for sticking with me through this journey. Change is another big part of life that often causes us anxiety. But it is inevitable, and despite the discomfort it may bring, change is necessary for growth and renewal. As we grow older, we gain a deeper understanding of life's cyclical nature. We realize that change isn't something to fear, but rather something to embrace. The discomfort we feel when faced with change often comes from the fear of the unknown. But as we age and gain more perspective, we begin to see that change isn't an enemy. It's simply a natural progression that enriches our journey. Each new phase in life brings new opportunities for growth. We learn new things, meet new people, and find joy in different ways. The changes in our routines, relationships, and even our health offer new perspectives and open doors to experiences we may never have considered. What once seemed like an obstacle can turn into an opportunity for self-discovery and transformation. While it's easy to fall into the trap of avoiding change, perhaps out of fear or laziness, the truth is that embracing it is where the real freedom lies. Rather than resisting change, we can approach it with curiosity and excitement. When we accept the inevitable flow of life, we realize that there is far more freedom in embracing change than in clinging to the past. The fear that once paralyzed us starts to dissolve as we recognize that change is often a gift, even if it comes disguised as a challenge. Learning to embrace change is all about trusting the process of life. It's an acknowledgement that each moment, no matter how it unfolds, contributes to our personal growth. By letting go of our fear and accepting that nothing in life stays the same forever, we open ourselves up to the beauty of what's yet to come. As we reflect on these important lessons, on letting go, embracing imperfection, and prioritizing what truly matters, we are reminded that peace and growth often come from simplifying our lives and shifting our focus. Life doesn't need to be complicated or overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to slow down, clear away the clutter, and make room for the things that bring us joy and fulfillment. If you found value in these reflections, I'd love to hear from you. What is one lesson that resonates with you, something you'll carry forward into your own life? Share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If this video inspired you, please give it a like, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and may you continue to embrace life's journey with wisdom, grace, and the courage to evolve. Keep pushing forward, and remember, every day brings new opportunities for growth and transformation.